everybody. In today's video, I'm a little late to the party, but better late than never, as they say. I want to talk about my favorite polishes of 2023 with you guys. I hope everybody's having a happy new year for the first few days of the year. I am ready to bid 2023 adieu because it was not the best, and I'm ready for 2024. I don't know if it's going to be any better. Fingers crossed, prayers up that it will be. But I have a lot of like new year, new me energy in me this year. Usually I don't make New Year's resolutions, and I don't feel like I'm making New Year's resolutions this year, but I just like really feel like I've lived through the worst 3 years of my literal life, and I'm ready to get out of that and like move into whatever's next. And hopefully God's got some good things for me. So I went back to church today. I haven't gone to church in months. I am embarrassed to admit. I feel like I really have struggled with my relationship with God just due to a lot of things, going on in my personal life. But I went back today, and God always speaks to me and always tells me what I need to hear. And so it was an amazing sermon, an amazing message about being courageous and moving forward, and realizing that God never leaves us or forsakes us. And so we were studying the book of Joshua, and it was just really, really, really good, you guys. I also have told you guys, I think, that I've gained 15 pounds since I had my bowel resection. And so I'm trying to get my fitness back in check. I worked out 3 times in 2024. Who am I? And I did a few before, the end of the year too. So I've been doing some treadmill work. I've been walking about an hour, getting in about 3.5 miles. I'm doing speed work, and I'm doing incline work. Incline work kicks my booty. Like it really tires me out compared to the speed work. So I feel like I need to work on that a little bit more. I always walk though. Like I was tempted to run yesterday just because I was like really feeling it. But then I was like, girl, with all the surgeries you've had, like your bladders literally like fall out and land on the treadmill. Like you do not want that. Just walk. I literally have like all my insides would just be like, and then that would be bad. So I'm like, just walk. You're good. Just you're old. You've got permission to just walk. So I'm hoping to get back like into some level of fitness that I find acceptable for myself. Get back into my pants. They're all a little too tight from too much birthday and too much holiday. And I want to get back into videos and painting my nails. I just feel like I am having a hard time getting back to myself since everything that's been going on. And I'm just slowly trying to get there, like one tiny crawl at a time. So let me know if you guys have any New Year's resolutions, New Year, New Me vibes going, because I'm always interested in that. Okay, so I didn't wear as much polish as I normally do, but I did wear some really beautiful things. I also did not swatch as much as I normally do, so I didn't have a super long list, and usually I'm like trying to cut, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have like 40 top polishes. This year is not like that. But I definitely have some very, very beautiful things that I wore that I think you guys would like to hear about. And so let's get started. So in January, I did a month of mainstreams with my friend Catalina from Gotta Love Polish. And we basically just tried to wear as many mainstreams as we could from our collections. I wish I was been a little more successful than I was, but I did find a couple of really beautiful polishes that I wore, and I'm just gonna have to share them with you. So the first one is this Essie, you guys. This is called Below Zero, and it's part of some sort of remix. I'm not sure what that was about, but look at this. It's sort of like a purpley, beigey, grayy goodness with like some green shimmer. The shimmer is beautiful on the nails, you guys. 2 coats to get opaque. Fantastic formula. Essie with the wide brush is always to me like, I wish they had wide brush when I bought a bunch of the Essies I have sitting on my shelves, because I neglect them because the brushes just stink. But this one, it's very like grungy. I felt sort of like Courtney Love, and I'm like singing about some loser and just like playing a guitar. And I don't know, it was really good. I really, really, really enjoyed this. And I feel like this is something you could kind of see being a little bit more indie, but it's in the drugstore. And so I really loved that one. Then I told you guys I've been unboxing a lot of polishes from a nail friend. So she was actually from New Mexico, like 30 minutes away from me. She watched my YouTube channel. I think it was like when I was talking about being from New Mexico. So she messaged me on Instagram and was like, oh my gosh, I'm your neighbor. And then what ended up being even funnier is she grew up in the same like very small village that my ex-husband lived in and knew my in-laws. And it was just very bizarre that like we would meet through YouTube because we're like literally right here. But she ended up leaving to another state, and I'm really sad about that because I feel like she's like my sister from another mister. And if she were closer, we would be like this. And we're kind of like this now, but it's long distance, and I would rather be like this in person. But she knows who she is, and she knows I love her. And I'm very appreciative of the polished gifts and the life advice and just the chit chat we've been having. Like, she's just a total sweetheart and I love her. And this was part of the polishes she gifted me. So this is L'Oreal's Downtown Chic. Oh, you guys, it was so good. I feel like instead of like chocolate covered strawberries, you're getting like a chocolate covered nail look. Like, I melted some milk chocolate, I dunked my fingers in, and it's like delish. Great formula on this one as well. 2 coats to get opaque. I just feel like when I wore this manicure, like my nails were on point. Like, I was feeling the shape, I was feeling the length, I was feeling the cuticle care. I was living my best nail life. And then I got 2 breaks while I was wearing this, and I was like, of course, because the nail gods hate me for some reason, and I can't grow my nails out, and I'm still in that boat. I feel like the surgeries I've had have definitely led to like some issues with like skin and hair and nails, and it's kind of hard to like get out of. But this was just so good, you guys. I was just having a moment. I wore my San Diego Padres hat with this. It like matched the brown perfectly, and I was really feeling myself. That's all I'm gonna say. But great polish. Loved. I wish L'Oreal didn't stop making polish. I feel like I have several polishes from like this era of L'Oreal that I really love. And I feel like I always talk about this. I miss the golden era of drugstore polish. It needs to come back. There was like a renaissance of drugstore polish. Like, we came from a renaissance and now we're like in the dark ages of drugstore polish, and it's sad. But this was really good. 2 coats to get opaque. If you missed the renaissance of drugstore polishes, like, I'm really sad for you, because it was a great time. It was the best of times. Great polish. Then that was kind of my favorites from the month of mainstreams. Then I went into like being in the mood for love, and I was wearing a lot of pinks because y'all know I love pinks. And so yes, I was in the mood for love, looking for love in all the wrong places, looking for love in too many faces. Not really, just kidding. Do you guys like Urban Cowboy? I love Urban Cowboy. They're so toxic, but I'm obsessed, and I'm Team Sissy, if y'all are wondering. Okay, so I believe I wore this first during that month, and this is Mind Your Own Biscuits and Life Will Be Gravy from Wildflower Lacquer. This was part of the Slow Burn collection based on Casey Musgraves. And oh, you guys, I love Casey Musgraves. I love her song Butterflies. I hope you guys have heard it. It's so good, so relaxing. But also, so there was a new Elvis movie that came out last year that was kind of told by the point of view of the Colonel, which was Elvis's manager. And so in the movie soundtrack, Casey Musgraves does a cover of Can't Help Falling in Love. And you guys, she's so good. So good. So anyway, the movie is really sad though. I feel like the end of Elvis's life was very depressing, and I feel like they drugged him and kind of like abused him and used him for like money, like manipulation. And then I freaked out because he was 42 when he died. And like in my mind, like I'm still 20, and I was like, Jesus, I'm older than Elvis when Elvis died. Like, what? And it was just really sad. But anyway, they did a Christmas at Nashville special right before Christmas this year, and Casey Musgraves performed that song, and you guys, oh my gosh, she is like, looks like a literal goddess. She's totally giving me Priscilla Presley vibes. I'm obsessed with Priscilla Presley. I think Priscilla Presley's style and hair and makeup and just, oh my gosh, it was amazing. She's sort of channeling that in this performance. She has on this very beautiful gown. She sounds like an angel. Please watch. Like, at least look up the performance on YouTube if you are an Elvis fan or a Casey Musgraves fan, or just do it. But there's another performance on there, you guys. Oh my gosh. So Post Malone does an Elvis cover, and he covers Devil in Disguise. You guys, totally blown away. He has on this really cool suit and he sings, and oh my gosh. So I think I'm starting to get a crush on Post Malone. He's totally not my type, but I think I'm turning into a postie. Does anybody else have a crush on Post Malone? Please tell me I'm not the only one. So I watched this performance and I was like, Post Malone, be still my heart. Like, if I were 16, I would get Post Malone posters and put them up all over my room. And again, if you have not seen it, please watch the cover. Like, it's so good. I feel like, so I started following some Post Malone stuff on TikTok, and you guys, like, I tell you, it's like a literal crush, and I'm obsessed with him. Usually I'm into tattoos, but I'm into like, my friends tease me I'm into tattooed like Mexicans or tattooed Hispanic, you know, dark skin tattooed people. But he is not. But he has the tattoo, so he has like one half, and you guys, I don't know what it is. I've been watching videos of him like performing and dancing, and he's like a crazy dancer, and I'm like, do you, Post Malone? I love you. But anyway, back on track, back on topic. This was so good, you guys. 3 coats to get opaque in the sunlight. Oh my gosh, this was so good. This is like cause an accident good, like where I'm driving and I'm so distracted. But in all lights, it was really beautiful. These like glowy Wildflower Lacquers, I can't take it. They're too good for me. Like, it's too much. So that was one. And then I wore this as part of like a Skittle. Like, I was in the mood for love. I was feeling all the pinks. I did a pink Skittle. And this one is called Birthday Cake from the Salon Perfect Dippin' Dots collection. You guys, this is so good. So I saw Diana, Some Call Me Coco, like review these, and I went and bought them all because I was like, they look good on Diana. Hopefully they'll look good on me. Everything looks good on Diana. But this had a kind of weird formula though. Like, I can't explain what about it was weird, but something was weird. It wasn't bad like a typical neon. Like, it got opaque in 2 coats. It wasn't that. I'm not sure what it was. Like, I can't articulate what was wrong with it, but something was off. But I did love it, and I would wear it again 1,000 times over because, hello, look at this color. Like, y'all know I got a type, and this is it. So I really enjoyed this. If you haven't picked this up, I would definitely go get them. I've tried a few others from the collection. I love them as well, and they have really good formulas for this like bleach neon look, and they're like $3 or $4, so you can't go wrong. One of my favorites for sure. Then for the actual day of love, I ended up wearing Zoya's Malana. So this was part of like a oddly released Y2K collection from Zoya, which came out at the end of 2022, sort of like a holiday collection. But it wasn't Zoya's typical holiday collection. So I don't know, it was sort of weird. I feel like it was oddly placed in the year. I feel like these could have come out in the summer. It just was very questioning. But I was happy to see Zoya like do something different. So I didn't question too much because I'm like, okay, yes, Zoya, give me something different. I appreciate it. So I was happy about that fact. And I hope they do more of this type of finish because I did really enjoy this polish. It's a beautiful pink with sort of like a blue glow, which you guys know how I feel about that. One of my favorites. And then it has this really chunky like holographic glitter in it that was really pretty. So I wore 3 coats of this polish. It wasn't fully opaque, but I didn't mind. The one thing I will say is I felt like this wanted to be a little bit on the goopy side because you do have to do the 3 coats. But if you let them dry fully, I think that does help. And then when you top coat it, like, it's just very shiny. Like, this in the sun was so good, like so good. I remember going outside and just being like, OMG, this is amazing. I haven't tried the other 2. There was a blue and a purple, but this one I really enjoyed. One thing I will say though is this a little bit chiptastic on me, but I was washing dishes. I do remember that I did that while I wore this. And I did something else without gloves. So that was partly my bad, but it did chip pretty quickly into the wear. So do keep that in mind. But I thought it was so good. And I love to see mainstream brands just do something different that they don't normally do. So a really good one. Okay, so then the month of love had passed and I was on to spring mode, and I wore this polish, you guys. So I had asked you guys in another video, is this called Dam or Dom? And y'all corrected me, it's Dom. That sounds more classy, like Dom nail polish as opposed to damn girl, which is how I would pronounce it. But this is really good. So this is called Bling Bling Binky. And this was from the Polished Gamers box, September 2021. This was based on the clown from The Simpsons. And this is my first glitter crowley from this brand. You guys, it was so good. Formula was perfection. There's a lot of like really larger glitters in here, and everything just spread out so nicely on the nail. You get really good glitter payoff. Like the glitters don't want to come and like pool in one spot, which sometimes happen when you have larger glitters. They just like, it was amazing. But this has like white, blue, yellow, peach, all kinds of different glitters. I love the base color. It was really beautiful on my skin tone. I just really felt ready for spring and like happy, and everything's coming back to life in this in a bottle. So I definitely want to try some more glitter crowleys from this brand because I just thought this was so good. And I remember I had a sweatshirt that matched it, and I wore like sweatshirts and shorts. I was just really feeling myself. Like I remember the whole day. It's a whole vibe in my mind. So if you guys have this and you haven't worn it yet, I would definitely put this like on a spring to wear rack because it's just so good. So I have a lot of pinks. You guys are gonna laugh because I really do have a lot of pinks in this video. And then I had a date, I remember. So this was like my first date post-divorce. And I wore a lot of pink because pink is my signature color. And it was actually funny because the guy was like, is pink your favorite color? And I was like, yeah, why? And he was like, because you have a pink sweater and you have pink toes and you have pink toenails and you're wearing I think I even had on like a little bit of pink eyeshadow or pink lipstick, I don't remember, but I was like, yes it is. And I just thought that was kind of funny. But I ended up picking this because my nails were really short. I kept having the situation with the nail breaks, and I wanted something that kind of like you couldn't tell how short my nails were, and this fit the bill perfectly. I feel like it was a little bit like neutral on the nail, but then when I would get into certain lightings, it was like bam 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 bam, and you could see like the shimmer, and you could see like the holographic that's in there, and you could see the glow. But then in other lights it was very subtle, which I really enjoyed that combination. I don't think I've told you the name because I talk too much. This is from the Clueless Polished Flicks. I'm totally buggin'. You guys know I love Clueless. And so it just like was a perfect thing for me to pick up. And this is some of like the first wildflowers that I've actually bought, and I hadn't really worn a lot of them. And it's just like I hadn't really been purchasing a lot of wildflowers, so I was really kind of just getting into the brand and getting to know the brand. And I've been so blown away, you guys, with Wildflower Lacquer. I love them. So this one was really good. 3 coats. It was still a little bit sheer, but like I didn't mind it. It had sort of like this like ethereal effect on the nail, which I talk about often, and I really loved it. And I thought that it was just like very almost neutral, but then like more, and just really beautiful. So then I swatched this polish. I got it in PR. This is from KBShimmer, and this was called Straight to the Pint from May 2023 PPU. So this was based on ice cream from Baskin Robbins, bubblegum ice cream. So that was like one of my favorite ice cream flavors to get when I was a little kid. So I remember me and my cousin would go to Baskin Robbins, and do you remember they would give you that little baby spoon, like if you wanted an ice cream sample? So I would always get bubble gum, and my cousin would always get pistachio ice. But we will walk into the Baskin Robbins and act like we didn't know what we wanted. And so I would be like, can I please have a sample of the bubblegum ice cream? And he would be like, can I please have a sample of the pistachio ice? And then we would get this little tiny spoon, and we would be like, that's what I want. Even like we already knew. And then we would eat our ice cream with the little baby spoon as opposed to the big spoon they would give you. But like the same people worked at the Baskin Robbins, and I live in a very small town that was even smaller back then, and I'm sure these people would see us and be like, y'all don't need a sample, like you know what you're getting. But every time we would be like, what should we get? Can I get a sample of this? And I was just like, we were so dumb. So it brought back some good memories too, because I was like the little spoon was like the highlight of my childhood life. We would go to Baskin Robbins maybe like once a week. My grandparents would take us. It just, yeah. I'm just like, we were so, like, we thought that these people literally would not recognize us every single time. And then we'd be like, what should we get? Instead of like trying to sample something different, we would sample the same thing and order the same thing every single time. But anyway, just childhood. But this was really, really great. I love the like very light pink base on this. I liked it on my skin tone, especially in the summer when I was a little bit darker. I felt like it had a lot of pop. It has like some neon pink glitters and some blue glitters. It reminds me exactly of that ice cream. Like, she totally nailed it. Great formula on this one as well. I feel like you get really good glitter payoff. 2 coats to get opaque. KBShimmer does an amazing glitter crowley. I wish she did more. I wish more brands did more, but she just has like a really good formula for them. And I feel like KBShimmer just, you guys, just as a brand, she's always on point. Like, her polishes are always good. They're always like innovative. You always get something really good. Like, she keeps her prices low compared to other brands. So it's like a good value. She's been making polishes for years. Like, this was one of the first indie brands I remember even hearing of when I first got into polish. And like, she's still going. And she's an amazing person as well. Like, I swatched for her for years, and I just feel like she's one of the best brands to swatch for. She's super caring, and just, I can't say enough good things about Christy from KBShimmer. And then she creates this, and it adds more to my list. More reasons to love her to my list, because this was just so good. Then, my sweetest friend, Jackie Bodick. My sweetest friend, Jackie Bodick. She's a swatcher. I'm sure you guys all know who she is. She's also on Instagram, and I believe she has a YouTube now. But she swatches for tons of brands, and she has a series on Instagram called Sips and Tips, which I love the name, Sips and Tips, where she mixes her own polishes. I believe how she like has some drinks some wine. Sounds amazing to me. But she and I chit chat regularly. We keep in touch, talk about life, talk about polish, talk about swatching, talk about kids, talk about everything. And she's just a total sweetheart. I really like enjoy her as a person. And so we were talking one day about her sips and tips, and I always ask her like, what new things have you mixed up? And she'll usually send me some swatches. I'm like, oh, those are amazing. Well, she ended up sending me one of her beautiful creations, and this is called Caribbean Sunset Martini. I wished I was in the Caribbean drinking a martini as we speak, because we have gotten our second snowstorm in a few days. It's like 30 degrees as a high today, and I'm not feeling it. I'm ready for summer and I have months of winter to go, and I'm over it. Like, literally over it. But this was so good, you guys. It's like a neon pink with a bunch of beautiful holographic flecks. Great formula on this. 2 coats to get opaque. I wore this, and oh my gosh, you guys, I was just like in heaven. It was total Barbie, which this was like the year of Barbie. So it was like totally Barbie. You guys know how I feel about a neon pink. I just feel like Jackie put me in a bottle when she made this polish. It's so good. It was a whole collection, but she obviously knew I love pink and sent me the pink, and you guys, so good. So if you haven't watched her Sips and Tips, please go watch it. I'll try and link everything down below if I remember. I have a horrible memory, but I will try and link her Instagram and YouTube and all that down below. Go check her out, you guys. She's a total sweetheart. And I hope she starts selling soon, because when she sends me the stuff she makes, I'm like, these are amazing. But I'm sure it's a lot of work, so maybe she won't. I'm not sure. But look, I mean, just look. I cannot get enough of this. And then when someone like sends you something special, it makes it even more special, right? Like, because it's like, oh, she sent this just to me. Like, who doesn't get like extra special joy out of that? So thank you so much, Jackie. I was obsessed with this polish. You are like the best polishedest friend ever. Love you, love you, love you. Then Polished for Days. This is going to be Shadow on the Moon. I wore this during the month of October, during like my Halloween times. And I really am obsessed with this finish from Polished for Days. So she has like these really big iridescent flakes, but then she put these like little black flecks in there that sort of look like pepper. Love. I have this finish in a few colors, and every single one I have worn I loved. I also picked up, I believe, a pink in my last order that I got this one. I haven't worn it yet, but maybe next month for February, the month of love. But this is so good, you guys. The only thing I will say about this is after 3 coats, it still did have some visible nail line. So next time I wear it, I may put an undie. And also this was a little chip-tastic as well. So I ended up wearing this when I went out of town for the weekend. And it got a little chippy on me. And I didn't take the polish to touch up. I did not take polish remover. I didn't take any other polish. So I ended up walking around with chipped nails for a couple days. The horror. And oh my gosh, I like kept looking at my hands, and I was like trying to hide them because I'm like, people are literally gonna think I do not wash my butt. You know how I feel about that, you guys. And so I was like, it happens to the best of us. Like, I kept trying to like pep talk myself, like, this happens to everybody, it's okay. You washed your butt this morning. But I was like, oh my god, so just like, oh, because when I see people with chip nails, I'm like, take that polish off. Like, how hard is it? Lord in heaven help them. And so oh, it was the worst of times, honestly. It was rough stuff walking around in chip nails for a couple days. As soon as I got home, I was like, take this off. Oh my gosh, I was dying, literal dying inside. So that's one thing I will say. It was a little chip-tastic. I think because the flakies are so big that it just, I just feel like bigger flakies kind of cause lift and chipping on me. That's what I've noticed. I don't know about you guys, but definitely for me, I did notice that. So something to keep in mind. But this was so beautiful. I think it's perfect for like Halloween, and just it's just really, really cute. I'm really enjoying this finish. I have like a teal. I bought the pink. I've worn the teal. I've worn the orange, the jack-o'-lantern one. I want to say I wore another one, but maybe I didn't. I don't know. But anyway, super, super pretty. Love. Then, you guys. So I'm not really drawn to reds. I tell you that often. But in the month of December, I ended up wearing sort of like back-to-back reds around Christmas time. And I loved both of them. So one was OPI's Cajun Shrimp. So I can't put that in this video because that's like one of my favorite reds of all time. One of my favorite OPIs of all time. I just love how it's like blue, like blue toned and cool toned. And I feel like it really complements my skin tone as opposed to like a tomato red, which is more warm. And so I wear it often. So obviously, I mean, I guess I could put it in whatever video I want to, but I just feel like it doesn't fit the top polishes of the year because like I've worn it for years and years and years. It would be better fit in like a favorite polish video or something. But this one was one of our polish friend Nicole's birthdays in the month of December. She loves reds, and so my friend Chris coordinated the collaboration for the birthday, and she was like, get out your festive reds. And so I was like, okay. I understood the assignment because I pulled out this red, and you guys, this is probably my favorite red of all time right now. And it's amazing. So this is Wildflower Lacquer's Perhaps a Christmas Gourd. So I got this in Rewind because I skipped it the first time because I'm just obviously crazy and not a polish connoisseur like I think I am. But thank God I picked it up in Rewind because oh my gosh, it's so good. It's like very glowy. It is a little bit more warm leaning, but I just, oh my gosh, so good. I got so many compliments on this polish. It just like, oh, I can't even like say what I want to say because I can't think of the words. The way that this like stands out off the nail and it glows, amazing. I will say this is an epic stainer though. So I had on 2 coats of sticky base coat and I still stained like a mofo, which I kind of thought was going to happen because it's sort of like a more red version of Slug Bug from Wildflower, and Slug Bug stained me like really, really bad. But I did have this theory that maybe the sticky base coat causes the staining, and like if I tried a different base coat, maybe I wouldn't have that issue. Let me know your thoughts. I feel like I asked y'all this before and I don't remember if I got any feedback. But and I had that thought when I was putting it on, like get a different base coat, but I'm too lazy. So I was just like, no, use the sticky base coat. But I mean, I'll still wear it. If it stained me for the rest of my life, I would still wear this polish. It's like that beautiful. But in like sunshine, it's gorgeous. But then like in low light, oh my gosh. So I took a picture of it in like my Christmas tree lights. I'm going to share that picture because the glow, you guys, the glow. Like, Taylor from Wildflower Lacquer is the queen of glow. Like, she's all about the glow up. Like, I mean, seriously, I have 3 glowy wildflowers in my top polishes of the year because Taylor is the queen of the glow up. 2 coats on this to get opaque. Very just easy to apply formula. Doesn't stain the cuticles like some other reds I've had an issue with, where like, I think that's another reason I don't really draw to reds, because I feel like once you get that in the cuticle, you're done. And I guess I'm still a very messy polisher because I get a lot of reds in the cuticle. Put this on, I could not stop staring. This nail polish could stop traffic. This nail polish could cause an accident. I don't even like reds, and like, I can't stop talking about this. Like, it's just, I don't know. Then it's based on Schitt's Creek, which is amazing. I love Schitt's Creek. If you guys haven't watched it, I highly recommend it. Catalina from Gotta Love Polish got me onto it, and oh my gosh, so funny. I'm obsessed with David. I have a crush on David in the show. And it's kind of like, so he's gay in the show, right, David? But he's like good looking. He has amazing fashion. He's super funny. He's like very sarcastic, super witty. And then I really just, the show is so good, you guys. I mean, if you have not watched it, please watch it. I've already watched the whole series once, and I want to watch it again because it's just, well, I started it again, but I haven't gotten very far. But it's so good. So the fact that it's even like based off that makes it even better. But you guys, I feel like Wildflower has been my top brand this year. I have more of them to talk about than anything else. But again, in every other polish's defense, like, I haven't worn a ton of polishes this year. But I'm so glad that I decided to make a Wildflower purchase. Like, I just feel like my bank account isn't happy, but I am happy. And just, I mean, the glowy polishes, I'm telling you guys, like, I just cannot get enough of them. They're so good. So I feel like this is the best finish from them. I've gotten some flakies from them, and it's good, you know, but this, like, she does glow like no one else. So if you love the glow and you need a glow up, you get a Wildflower Lacquer. So that is everything that I wore that I loved in 2023. There was maybe like 4 polishes I wore that didn't make my top list because I just didn't wear that much. I'm hoping to change that going forward, but as you can see, I am naked. I feel like my cuticles are a wreck, and I literally my hands look like a 75-year-old mechanic. Like, I worked on cars for 75 years of my life. So I'm trying to get back into my oiling. I took my lemon flutter cuticle stuff to work. I was on fire last week at work. I cuticle oiled maybe like 3-4 times in the day, but then I'm working from home as well, so at home I haven't been as good. I need to get some oil out and just put it on my coffee table where I can see it at all times, and I feel like that could help. But I'm just trying, like, the fact that people paid me to take pictures of my hands, like, if you saw my hands right now, that would be comical to you. Like, they're that bad. And so I'm just really trying to like get back into like hand care, nail care, skin care of my hands, because I guess I didn't realize how much devotion I had to that till I stopped devoting to it, because I'm like, dang, these are like looking rough. And I guess I didn't realize like the benefit of the nail care I was doing. Like, I felt like my hands would just always look like that and the nail care was just something to do. That is not true. Do not follow in my footsteps with that. Moisturize, 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 cuticle remove, sugar scrub, do it all, because it does help, I will say. Now that I have neglected, like, oh, it's not pretty. So anyway, let me know if any of my favorite polishes were on your favorite polish list, and if not, what were some of your favorites of the year. And then if you guys have any like ideas for videos of things that you want to see from me, let me know. And I will do my best to try and get those for you, filmed for you. I hope everybody is having a very good 2024 so far. I hope you guys had some amazing holidays with your friends and family and loved ones. I did. I very much enjoyed hanging out with my kids and my parents and my sister and my brother-in-law, my niece and my nephews and my friends, and just had a really amazing time. I feel like the last few holidays for me have been not great, and this was like one year where things are finally starting to look up. So I am excited to see what the future holds. And I hope you all just have a very blessed 2024. And if you had an awful 2023 like me, hopefully 2024 is better for us. And that's it for this video, you guys. If you liked it, please make sure to click the like button down below. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do. Thanks you guys for watching. I will see you on the next video. I hope you're having an amazing day. Bye.